Hello everyone, my name is Abhishek Jain, and in this video we're gonna understand how we can analyze the coverage of any project or any repo. Then we can figure it out, why the coverage is low, high. If there is no coverage at all, then we can figure out that with just running one or two commands, which I'm gonna explain you. And then we're going to find out the reason, why the coverage is low, in which area the coverage is low, and how we can improve, how we can increase the coverage. We're going to see how we can take the help of an artificial intelligence tool, especially the DeepSeekR1 and the LLAMA for now. And probably I will extend that for another artificial intelligence tool in a next video, because I don't want to, just make the longer duration video. Right. And then at the last, we will cover which artificial intelligence tool help us to increase the coverage more. Right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the same repository, through which I just created a trade application for the equity with the help of a LLAMA tool. And now we reach to the point where we have the entire application working and we have a testing layer as well. So now I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the pytest-cov, which is a Python library, to analyze the coverage and provide us a very, very comprehensive report, right? So the very first thing is you have to just use a pip install pytest-cov, which is very straightforward. You have to do it like you usually do for any kind of, library. Okay, and then let me clean that up and let me run this command, which is, if you just see, this command is actually, let me just copy paste this command because this is where we are actually running the command. So this is how it looks like. So we are running pytest, then cov is for the trading station. So these --cov equals to, you have to just provide all the packages which you have. So if you just see here, this is my trading application. Then we have exchange connector, market data feed, order management, interest management, and trade execution. These are the main packages which is controlling all the functionality, so you have to just provide all these packages like --cov equals to, you can see all the packages here. And then you have to just mention where your test placed. So we have a test, all the tests are into the test directory, right? So we have 5 different files, covering all the 5 different components. And then I need a coverage report in the HTML format, right? So I run this, and another thing which you can do is you can run this without a HTML report as well. Then what you're gonna get is you're gonna get the entire stats here, right? But this is not that much. I mean, you can just get the numbers. So it seems like currently the total coverage we have of 49%, right? For trading station PY, it's 0%. Then the next outlier is trade execution engine, which is 56%. So these are the two packages, which is actually causing that. But I'm not worried about trading station. It's just because it's just a UI part. Main is the trade execution engine, because this is the main heart of this entire application, because that is where the actual processing and logic gets executed, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to open up. When I run this command where it says that, okay, I need a coverage in HTML format. So wherever you are running, you will get this HTML folder created. And these are the files you're going to get in that. So we have index. You have to just open the index, right? Now you are seeing the same kind of stats, which you were seeing on PyCharm, but this is in a HTML format, right? So now you can see all those packages, whatever the files inside those packages. Now we have a states. Now we have, a statistic like statement missing, excluded, and coverage, right? So exchange property, right? We have 45 statements, 7 are missing. It means that, we are not testing 7 lines out of, 45. Similarly, for order management, we have 142 lines of code, but 30 lines of codes are not being tested by our test. Similarly, for the risk management and the trade execution, right? This is at the file level, right? If you want to see at the function level, you can click on this, file function. You can see the coverage report, 49%. Below that, we have 3 options, 3 buttons like files level, then function level. In function level, we can see, I mean, which function, doesn't, doesn't cover in the test, right? So for example, if you just see the exchange connector, right? Let me just go back, right? So it says that, update market data, which is having two line of code, but both of them are missing. It means that we don't have any test which actually tests this update market. Same with the get market price, then establish connection. So these are the few things which are wherever you see that, the statements and the number of missing line is same, it means that we are not even testing them out, right? So if you see the route order, right? So out of 9, only one line is missing. So we have a 89% of coverage. Receive trade confirmation 83, receive rejection. So we can see, I mean, which, so if I come back here, like in route order, right? So what are lines which are not being tested? So it seems like it's almost cover everything. It's just that, we have, split the same code in a different line, right? But anyways, I mean, that's really looks good. Same thing, the outlier which we have in this is trade execution, right? So this is where we have to see, right? So if you just see the execute order, right? This line where we have 45%, right? 11 line, then 6 are missing and the 45% coverage, right? This is something where we have to work upon. Then we have these two methods like update market data, get market price, right? So these two seems to be again, not tested at all, right? So trade execution engine is something where we need, more coverage, right? So we're gonna see how we can do that, right? And then we have a classes at the class level. We can see, I mean, because if we cover function, then implicitly we have already covered classes as well. So we don't have to worry about that. Now we know which Python feature or component we want to improve upon first so that we can increase the coverage, right? So what I did is, this is my DeepSeek, right? And I just provided both the files. My main file where the actual logic is written, which is trade underscore execution engine. Then we have a corresponding test. I uploaded that to DeepSeekR1 and I asked this question. Could you please share the coverage of test on source code and how can we increase the coverage? When we did the coverage analysis, then we found this test is covering 56%. So this is the question I asked. See the response which I got. It's provided a test coverage analysis, which is very, very good, right? What I was explaining, it is able to do that. Update market data method. This is not at all tested. Get market data. This is not at all tested. Update trader account. It is not tested, right? So first it figures out the same thing what we were manually verifying it, right? So additionally, it's provided edge cases, database operation, error handling, because these are the additional thing which we cannot figure it out by running, that pytest-cov, because that line of code is not there. But DeepSeekR1 is providing some additional information for the code which is not yet implemented, but as per DeepSeekR1, it should be there, right? So that's very, very important thing. How to increase the coverage? It's telling like what all test cases you should add, right? So and it's provided all the test cases which we need to add it, right? For all the categories. And then it's provided again the same thing, how we can run the same coverage. Awesome. So what I did here is I have already this is the test cases, which we got it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy paste here. So I just added all those test cases which DeepSeekR1 asked us to include, right? So I included that. I haven't, write a single line of code. Let's rerun the test and see what happens. So right now, let me just clear that out. Okay, so now our number of test cases is 31, 7 are failed. We should not be worried about those failure for now, but now let's see. I didn't create the festival report. Okay, so I think if we just go back. It seems like now we have got the 79%, but what we can do, we can go here and okay, we can refresh this. Now, see, the coverage report just got increased by 52%, and this trade execution, it got increased by 79% from 56. So it means that we have a jump of 23%, by just asking a simple question to DeepSeekR1. Now, what I did is I asked the same question here to LLAMA, right? And it also provided bunch of test cases. These are the test cases, right? So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to copy this LLAMA test cases, and I'm going to add here, right? So I added, the DeepSeek suggested test cases and the LLAMA suggested test cases. And now I'm going to run the command again. See what happens. Okay, so we got more test cases added. Let's come back to browser. Okay, so we can reopen that. So it seems like if we are adding an LLAMA one, which is not increasing anything, but just to get the sense, like, what's the difference? Probably we should remove the DeepSeekR1 first, and then we can test. We rerun the coverage. Okay, now we should see the real improvement. Okay, so now it seems like nothing is happening. So it seems like whatever the test scenario LLAMA provided, those are not actually increasing the coverage by any means. So, okay, so it seems like LLAMA is not providing the correct kind of test cases, whereas DeepSeekR1 seems to be helping us more effectively. Because of DeepSeekR1 test cases, we are able to increase the coverage by 23%, right? So I'll just stick with DeepSeekR1. Awesome. Cool. So by just running few commands, and just ask a right question to DeepSeekR1 and LLAMA, we get some more pointers, we get some more test cases. And similarly, since we have all those reports, still, now we can see what has happened to the trade execution, what all lines we have covered. It seems like now we don't have a missing lines in update market, get market price, those are being covered. Execute order, still we have 4 lines missing. We can add something here. I think we have already talked about it. What are those 4 lines? We can quickly check them. Start, execute order. Right, so we can see these are the lines, 4 lines, which are not being tested, with the test which we have. So probably we can write some test scenarios which can cover these 4 lines of code, and then we can further increase the coverage, and we can ask this to DeepSeekR1 or, LLAMA as well, if you would like, right? So now I think you got the approach, right? How you can do it. You can apply this approach, to any of your project, right? Run that pytest-cov command for all your packages, get this HTML reports created, figure it out, which function, which class, and which package has what kind of coverage. Depending upon which package is more critical for your functionality, you can start with that if the coverage is really low. If all the critical components are having a satisfactory coverage, then you can just figure it out the lesser critical features and see which one is having a lower coverage, and you would like to start from there. And one by one, you can keep increasing that so that your overall coverage can be increased tremendously. And you don't have to do much. All you need to do is to just ask the right kind of question to this AI tool. So probably I will do the same kind of stuff with other AI tools as well in our next video, and see, which one, can help us to increase the coverage further. So that's it from my side for this video. If you have any feedback, any suggestion, please feel free to put that into the comment section. And I would love to, either respond to your queries, and if there are suggestions to improve the videos, then definitely I would love to do that in my upcoming future videos. Thanks for watching this. As always, stay healthy and keep learning new things.